think it's recording. It's all yours, Kim.
Okay, awesome. So thanks, Michelle. Like she said, I'm Kim Coleman. I have been building the membership plugin, Paid Memberships Pro. We're on our 12th year now building that product. Stranger Studios was the brand that Jason and I used. I work with my husband. We used that brand when we did agency work after I graduated college. So that was from 2006 to 2011. 2011. That's how you say it. We were building websites for people. Slowly began building more WordPress websites. During that time, I specifically did the graphic design work. So I was doing a lot of, like, for local companies, I was doing print work. I was using Adobe products to design business cards. Someone mentioned that, rack cards, books. I designed like actual books people got printed. I designed Kindle books. So my background was business school graduate. Then I did a lot of print design work for local businesses in my area. After I graduated college, Jason and I were building WordPress websites. I was doing like theme design. I got into like front-end web development, which I still do with Paid Memberships Pro today. As our team grew, other people coming in that had some graphic design skills, and they would help create graphics for blog posts, featured images for blog posts. But we were all just using our own unique systems to do so. And probably, I would say just a year ago, we really dug in and we chose Canva as the platform to collaborate with. And I'm so glad that we did, because we haven't had many people come and go from our team, but it's been a way that we all have access to designs. We can iterate, we can collaborate in ways that we couldn't before when we were all using our own tools. So I don't have those fears I used to have, that someone would go find an image on Google somewhere and use it in our blog posts or use it in a featured image. And then I would like later find out, like, oh my gosh, that was a copyrighted image. Like, you didn't know that, you were an intern or you were new to this idea. So it really helped me feel a lot safer about things, me be able to provide like design feedback and lots of things like that. So I'm going to take you through our Canva, the way that we use it. And I'd love to do some like live design and show you how you can like recreate things that you found online. We can talk about exporting higher quality images, how to make sure that the graphics you're exporting are going to come out good if you print them, and any other questions you have. This can be really interactive. All right. The chat is over my thing. Is my screen pretty good for everybody? The way it is? Okay, cool. So this is how do I make the people go away? There, sorry. I won't be looking at you anymore. This is our Canva account. We have a team account. It is very expensive to collaborate through Canva. I think pay like $120 a year as a team. We have like 6 users within this, and it's just crazy how much value we're seeing from it. So the first thing I want to show you is this brand kit. And that to me has been a super helpful asset for us. If you have specific clients you work with, you can create multiple brand kits. And if you want to collaborate with them, or if you just have your own brand that you work with, you can upload all of your assets to Canva, icons you use, logos you use, variations of logos. We have some founder headshots in here, and then you can upload your brand colors. We have a few brands that we collaborate on in Canva. So we have like our Paid Memberships Pro colors, our Stranger Studios brand colors, our Site-Wide Sales brand colors, and these become color palettes you can use throughout all of your designs. So just like Gutenberg block editor, if your theme came with a color palette, you can like choose colors to use in your WordPress stuff. You can do that in Canva too. We have some like brand fonts that we have pre-configured. So we use the same pop-ins as our body and heading fonts, or our heading fonts, and then this open sans. It lets you set a default across all like new text that you insert into Canva. I haven't done uploaded fonts, but if you had a proprietary font created, or like a font that you purchased and you wanted to be able to use it within Canva, I assume that's what that means here. But you can add any number of brand color palettes. You can add any number of brand logos that they call them. I did a separate brand kit for our mascot. I don't know if any of you follow us on social, but we have like a brand mascot Nugget, and I uploaded for our one designer, Sam, like a bunch of segments of Nugget, Nugget's hair, Nugget's like wing and a different eye shape and things like that. So these just become shared images that we can all just access at any point. Another thing we have set up here is called brand templates. So these are regular images we recreate fairly often that we can use as a starting point. So I can design these, and then anyone on our team can take them, edit them, run with them, modify them in any way they need. Some of these were originally designed, some of them were from Canva templates themselves. But if we wanted to, we've been doing these open office hours event. If I click on it, I can say use this template. It'll start a new design. There's a few versions of it. There's our son. And then I can just take this one. I'll say this is like the WP Meetup Rochester. I'll just rename it to something unique. I can edit it. I can say design with Canva. What is today? 11/7. So really easy to just start from a design. I take that image, and then just like we had our brand kit, I can access that information. Is it here? Logos, yes. Okay. So I can access that when I'm designing actively in Canva. I can pull up that Stranger Studios brand. I can scroll through. I can find my picture. I can drop it in. So it's become really easy to iterate and design because we know we're all working from the same place. We're all working from the same set of graphics. That everything that's going to be created is the right headshot, is the right version of our logo, and things like that. So we'll do more like active designing, but that was just to show you how these templates work. We created, I guess as we do more things, we'll add more templates. All of our templates are more focused on like a YouTube video thumbnail, social graphic share, like these are all the sized for like a sharing on Twitter. All of these graphics, that's primarily what we do. You have thing is called brand controls. I don't use these in our, let them pick weird colors. Don't let them pick weird fonts and require certain things before, because Canva does connect, and this is not a feature of Canva we use, but it does connect right to like social media. So you could send a tweet right from the Canva after you created the graphic. It's not something we do, so I'm not going to really talk about that too much, but it is something that can be done. So you could set certain rules in place to prevent things that you didn't want from happening. All right, that's kind of like the meat of just setting up Canva for success. So if you were going to start using this, even if it's just for yourself, the last thing you want to be doing is going every time you want to make a design, finding where your logo was last saved on your computer and uploading it to the design like you do every time. So if you could set up your brand kit, set up your colors, then you know they're always available to you. This is our, I'm going to pull this up just so. We created like it's kind of like a media kit on our website, but if you've been probably like, if you work through WooCommerce, you needed a WooCommerce logo for something once, you search WooCommerce logos, you'll get to a page that has all of their assets. So it's kind of the same thing that we've built in Canva. You know, every logo variation that you might need, the specific color values, they're all in Canva already. So I don't have to go back and reference this brand kit on our site because I know that I created it in Canva. I'm going to show you how we use folders in Canva to organize things, because as you start building designs, you're going to have like millions of designs. You're not going to know how to find them unless you know like exactly what you named them. So we set up all these separate folders. We try our best to organize things. If it's just you working in Canva, it's not going to be as hard. With us, even though we have a team account, everyone on our team can still individually create graphics and not share them to the team. So there are still cases, and I think that's a weird thing about Canva, that there's no like default setting to say, share everything to the team all the time. But in any case, we have like weekly moments where we're like, hey, go through and clean up your Canva, make sure everything's shared where it needs to be. But we have kind of folders for all the different things that we do. When we pin things, certain products that we have. This one's fun. It's all variations that our one social media person has done to create like different looks for our mascot. And they're all done in Canva, which is amazing, because years ago, I think we would have been going to Fiverr. We would have been asking someone to like create a dressed up version of our logo and a dressed up version of our mascot. But now we're able to do it just with all the Canva assets that exist. What else is fun here? I'll show you like our basic, here's for blogs, it's called. See, I don't know, it's hard to find things still here. You can search So these are like all the images we create for all the blogs that we write. We started using Canva more and more to create in-post graphics and kind of summarize and create like mini infographics for pieces of our articles. We didn't publish this article yet, but it's one we're publishing on associations, growing associations, and using social proof. So I sent the article to Sam and I was like, can you create some graphics for in this post that kind of take some icons, just summarize the key points that are made. It's cool because she can do all the graphics for that single post in one Canva link. She can send it to me and then I can go through each one. I can comment on it. I can say like, you know, change this. I'm not going to tell her to change it because we're already done. This one's approved. But she can easily pull those brand colors here. Like this circle is just from our brand here. She can, was it this color? Yeah. She can pull that in, and then icons like this are pretty easy. Like it's called elements in Canva. So you can say like, you know, handshake and search. And then you can find specific graphics that kind of have that look and feel. And she can drop it in. She can change the color of it. I like the one she has because they all kind of match. But if you wanted to use one like this, let's say, can you see the red line or the pinkish lines hovering over my graphic here? That shows you like how it's horizontally and vertically aligned. When you're not experienced with graphic design, you won't, maybe your eye doesn't naturally see like, is this centered or not? Some people have that, some people don't have that. But with Canva, it kind of makes it easy. It's like, line it up, right? Like get it in the line and you're good. You can also like bulk select things like this. And then if you go to this little 3 dots thing, position, you can click horizontal right now. Let me misalign it and then we'll see how it looks. All right, so we know that's off alignment. That's not how we would want it to go. So if we just go to position center, we get everything lined up really nicely. Let me put it back or else Sam's gonna say, Kim, what did you do? Okay. So yeah, that's how we use it for like in-post graphics. And then these graphics for the featured images on our site. I'll show you our blog. I feel like that's a weird thing with WordPress. You have like one choice of featured image. So when you share something socially, you want that featured image to show up on social media. But on the site, it feels kind of redundant. Like for our blog, you see the title and this title, it's the same thing. It is what it is. But all of these images we made in Canva, when Sam works on them, she'll do, oh, this one doesn't have it. I'm trying to find you one that has like a few variations. This one might. Oh, she deleted it. I'll find you one. Nope. Oh, well, I was trying to show you sometimes when Sam makes a graphic like this, she'll make a few variations of the same one. And then she'll send it to the person that's writing the article. If it's me, if it's someone else, and say like, which one do you like? You pick it. Maybe this one. Okay, here we go. So there's a few versions of the, this one's versions of the text. So slightly different text that she chose. And it lets us go and pick it, but she's not having to like download images, send them to us directly on Slack. It's just one place, the link to the Canva. We can put the comment in or comment on her message in the Slack channel and say, I like image too. And she can just run with it. I'll show you. Okay, so she designed this image. We're ready. We love it. We love it for our WordPress site. Oh, she's in this graphic. Look, you can see her face. She's not watching, is she? Hi, Sam. So when you're done with it, you're like, I love this graphic. I'm good to go. If you click on the share thing, you can adjust what file format it's downloaded in and what size and like quality. So often, maybe you're using an image compression tool on your website like Smush or another one. I think Jetpack has like lazy load images, but we often do, if it's a photographic image like this, we'll download a JPEG. And I have really keep the quality kind of low. Our target is not to have images above 100 kilobytes on our site. So we kind of play with that for each image that we download. And then she can download that JPEG. And then it just downloads right there. If it's less graphic, so if it's more of a image like this, we usually do a PNG or a PNG image. And we don't have to talk too much about what image formats are, but basically a PNG looks at if the image itself has like clusters of the exact same color, So in this case, there's this gray blue color. That's most of the background. These circles that are mostly the same color. You're going to get a better image quality and a smaller file size overall with the PNG file compared to a JPEG in this format. So
Kim, one of the things I like about when you download that is you can choose I can't think of the word, transparent background.
Yes. Oh, let's do one of those. Okay. I'll take you back to our folders. We also use Canva to do like on all of our add-ons have like a little icon. These weren't all originally done in Canva, but they're moving to Canva now. But these are all transparent images also. So we started recreating them in Canva. And just blows my mind. Like as someone that's been paying $55 a month for Adobe Creative Cloud for all these years, like a tool like this that's $120 a year and has this collaboration is just totally crazy. This is a really simple design. It's literally the logo of the integration with just a circle. But like Michelle said, when you go to download, if you click this transparent background, this add-on isn't public yet. Let's see. Maybe I can get to it. I'm not logged in. I might be able to be. Anyway, but it does download a transparent version of the image, which you can see here. So it's useful for all of that. I'll show you. Canva isn't just for web-based graphics. So someone mentioned they were using Canva to design a business card. We, even though I guess these are web-based, but they're also, we downloaded them as PDFs, but we have this like online courses beginner's guide. This is a multi-page ebook. And you see me scrolling through it. It's pretty detailed, right? It's all like US letter sized. People, you know, our ideas that people would go through this on like a tablet. They might print it if they wanted to. But this was all designed within Canva, within those same, you know, rules of our brand, the colors of our brand. And just like we downloaded the JPEG or the PNG, you can download PDFs. So for this one, before we published it online, and once I made sure everything was where I wanted it to be, I could download this as a PDF, and it's just a gorgeous multi-page PDF file. Like I didn't have to use InDesign. I didn't have to use any other like true design program to create this. And the quality, you can't even, it's as good as we were creating when we were using, you know, these really complicated design programs.
But they have templates that you can start from. So if you're not design oriented, you can be like, that looks good, and change it out to your brand colors and add your brand assets.
Yep. I'll show you one that we did with just that. We did this 10 tips to start a membership site. And you can see it comes up in recently used, but this was the design we started with. So we like looked, I don't know how I found this in Canva. I was like multi-step checklist PDF. And then I was like, I like that. And even though what we've ended up with is pretty different, it has the same idea. It has like checkbox with these colored boxes. So it really, I didn't feel like I was designing it from scratch. I felt like I was starting from something that I was like, that's pretty good. Like I can work from that.
Yeah, it's a good jumping off point.
And that's like the hardest part. I think you just want to like create graphics, be done, go quickly. But if you have like, oh, go ahead.
I have a friend who wants to do a calendar, like her words and my photography, and they have calendars in there. Like if you type calendar, you can set up a 12-month calendar, and it's got like 7 or 8 different templates already that you can just start with.
Let's make a calendar.
Maybe more than that. I mean, it's like so
oh yeah, look.
Yep, and you can choose
like anything.
1 page, 2 page, like all of that, you know.
It's like everything you want, and then you like make it your own. You can change as much as you want. Yeah, it has like every page of the calendar that you can customize from.
Now some of them, you see the little crowns. That means that you can't use that unless you're paid for a pro membership.
Paying.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think you can exclude. No, you can't. I know with some of the searches you can exclude pro graphics. Like if you were, let's say I was searching here. You can, when you're searching for like elements, so like little clip art or photos or things like that, you can exclude the pro stuff. So unless you're like, oh, I really want to pay, you know, oh, this is like a really fun free Santa video. Yeah. So that piece is really cool.
Do you use the
I
frame
guess do I use what?
frames in there at all?
The frames let you, I'll show you what the frames do.
The first picture you pulled up with Jason on it, like you could put a frame there and you could just drop different pictures into it, right?
Yeah, so frames are cool, especially like I use the like laptop look or the app look or the tablet look, which is neat. So what Michelle's talking about here, this is called a frame, but it's like looks like a screen of an application. And then within, oh there, that's probably those frames there. I think I've uploaded some screenshots of like here's like screenshots of a WordPress site. So this graphic was already uploaded by me or someone on our team before, and I can drop it into that frame. So it just seamlessly looks like it's sitting in there, like really cute. I'll show you an animated video that we're creating. So we're going to be using frames in that. So yeah, someone talked about logos too. We could talk about that. I'd like to understand more the Canva copyright thing. But we do the images for our blog. We do these ebook and download PDFs. We started doing videos in Canva, which is another big eye-opening thing, but I'll just play a preview of it. But it works just like designing each frame. You're just individually designing a still photo, let's say, and then you can add animations and set timings. So what we've been starting doing is taking some of our blog content and creating these little animated marketing videos for them. And then all the transitions in Canva, you can get more specific with them. These are just like page level transitions. But it's not any harder than designing an individual static image and putting the timing on it and automatically applying the animation to it. And I think it comes out like looking pretty decent for the amount of time that they're taking us to create. So like I recorded voiceover for this. It's just me kind of talking about each point. But with Canva, if I go to share download, I can download it as an MP4 video, which it came out pretty high quality. And it's just each individual frame, like almost like you're making a presentation, like a PDF or a PowerPoint or something like that. And then the animations are called here. They're page level animations called pop. So I can change, let's say I wanted to change it to this breathe animation. And it just changes through the whole thing. I'm not individually having to click each thing. Like this isn't like Flash. I'm not having to manually do all of these animations, just doing it for me. And I joked with my one team member, like sometimes I'm watching like local television and I feel like the ads for like the local pizza shop aren't as good as this. I'm like, they need to be using Canva. What are they doing? Cool. So we also use it to do, if anyone is a WordPress plugin author, we started using Canva to design our graphics for in.org. It was another thing that we used to do manually. But that little icon and this banner, all done in Canva. And we had like a template to go from, but now it's become really easy. If we have a new integration coming up, I can just, make a copy. We'll make a new one. And it's so fast to create them. It's not somebody creating it from scratch from their own mind. It's not somebody trying to find, where did I store that Photoshop file? Oh no. As I was getting ready for today, I was thinking to myself, like, I preach a lot about owning your platform. And this is the don't own your platform, which is what it is. I hope that Canva never disappears because we would be really upset. But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think, is there anything else interesting to show? I guess something that's kind of cool is how Canva resizes something. So let's do this.
I was just gonna say that because
you're reading my mind.
Create an image for Twitter, and then I'll resize it for Facebook and resize it for Instagram.
Yeah, and it's pretty amazing how this works. So this is a square graphic. I think Twitter can accept a square graphic. But let's say we were like, oh, like we're gonna do an Instagram out of this, an Instagram story. We can just search. It knows all of the sizes already. So this was me years ago. I would be Googling, what's the latest size for a banner in YouTube? Or what's the latest size for a thumbnail in this program? But Canva's keeping it up for you. So we can go to resize, click Instagram story, And I've always been shocked how well it does with the recreating. It tries its best, you know, so you're still gonna have to do something to adjust it. Maybe like that, you know, you could add more text in this format, but how quickly we came from just that Twitter version to a version we can use in another platform, the work kind of gets started for you. I don't really know. Oh, this one's animated. So yeah, the resizing is really cool. I use the resizing too on, where's that ebook we were on? Nobody uses MemberPress, right? Here's a migration guide, but the same can be done to, this was a migration guide. We made it as a PDF. This is just the front and the back cover. But when I download it as a PDF for print, sure, we needed that, but I also needed a little JPEG version to put with the call out for my lead magnet download. So I can like downsize it automatically. I might want to make a smaller version overall, but this is probably fine. So I can export it in different file formats. Where's this file? Yeah, here. So I can export it as a JPEG to use here in this post, plus that PDF version that we used and we downloaded it to be in the full PDF of that same thing.
And I think it has bleed lines too, right? So like if you're doing something in print, you can see those pink lines around the edge, which are your bleed lines, so that you don't want to make sure you're not putting anything in there that's text or anything that you need. You want to make sure you stay inside of the bleed.
Yep. So Michelle's talking about bleed, which is like if somebody is going to print something, and even if you made it go edge to edge. So this isn't the graphic we're using. Where's that? All right, let's say this one. If someone was like, oh, I want to print this document so I can have my step-by-step 40-page guide while I'm working on it. Most printers can't print full bleed. So they can either, when they go to print it, they can say like scale it down, or if you know that they're going to try to print it in that margin, kind of keeping it. Canva sets really big margins. I haven't figured out how to adjust them, but this dotted line here is like an inch margin. I wouldn't say that's a safe bleed. Most safe bleed is like 0.2, 0.25 inches. But if you know that you want to keep everything within that point, you can create your own markers on your design just by saying file, show rulers and guides, and then from that edge, drag your thing in. And it helps you with aligning things too. But if you knew that you wanted to create, what did I say, 2.7? I'm not gonna get it, it's pretty close. You can create your own markers, and then with every page that you create, it gets carried over for the whole document. So when you set those guides on one page in a multi-page document, they reflect through the whole thing. Someone was talking about printing a business card and they weren't happy with the outcome of it. If you want to share anything more about that in the chat, I can talk more through it. But basically what I've always done, it's kind of been my philosophy with that, is even you can make something look really good on the screen and you're like, that's going to be great, but you still have to print it even on your home printer, knowing it's not the right colors. It's not exactly what you want, but it really helps you see, like you said, the font came out too small. So if you can try to print it at the size it will be finished at home, and even though it's going to be like black and white and weird and blurry, it does help you get a realistic picture of what it will look like, because looking at things on screen, they don't transfer to print, you know, one-to-one. It's always a little bit of a gap. Looking in the chat. Yeah, brand kit, so easy to find, upload fonts there. I haven't tried that. It would be fun to do that. Does anyone have a design project that they want to try, that they want to like work on together? It should have been 8 pixels or more. Yeah. Sometimes I do the opposite. Like I design something and it's like super duper big, and then I print it and I'm like, oh, that's not necessary to be that large. And it's hard in Canva. It's not, oh, what did I click? Like point font, PX font, EM font. There's so many different ones that it's not always going to be the same. Like in Google Drive, you might be using 14-point font. In Canva, it's mostly, I don't even think they assign a, like what it is. It's just like 14.
Why don't
Yeah, they don't tell you if it's pixels or points or any of that stuff. You're just like, oh, okay.
It's 55. Why don't you
Yeah.
design Facebook group cover photo for the WP Rochester meetup?
Oh, cool. Okay.
Good design. I just have a photo in there right now. I would love something that was a little
Okay.
more.
All right. So is that probably a cover, right?
I'm not sure.
A cover photo?
Probably.
They don't have Facebook group. So Facebook cover. What's a signature Rochester thing? Is there a
So
food or
we have garbage plates are our food.
oh, so a plate full of lots of food?
It's a very distinct meal with
Okay.
mac salad and home fries and hamburger patties or cheeseburger patties covered in meat hot sauce. And
Should we recreate a garbage plate?
we also have our river. The Genesee River runs right through the city with what's called the Freddie Sue Bridge, which is an iconic bridge.
Okay.
So yeah, there's a lot of different things if you
We
Google.
could do a river.
Yeah, you could do anything.
A river's fun. Are you allowed to use the WordPress logo on your?
Yes.
You are. Okay. And then do you prefer more cutout style design or more photorealistic, or do you like textures and gradients? Do you like clip arty?
It doesn't matter to me. I've always just put a photo in there. So something different.
Okay. Oh, what did I do?
I was gonna say, don't make the
Something
river green.
different.
I mean, it probably
Okay.
is green and brown for the most part, but let's not.
It's not a beautiful blue river. All right, let's go.
But it is one of the few rivers in North America that runs north into Lake Ontario.
Okay, that's fun. Do we like people like that? Do we like cool WordPress people like them? Someone on the phone. Sometimes you just look around. Like Michelle said, there's templates for calendars. We can say a Facebook cover. If any of these strike anyone, shout it out. We'll be like, that's the one. This one's kind of cute.
Oh, that's cute.
Do we like that one? What would we use with that? We could put the logo, WordPress logo here.
And WPROC.
Rochester.
We go by WPROC on Facebook. So it's like groups, Facebook group.
WPROC. It's strange that the template has it like that and not aligned.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. You have your own website, or is it join?
Do WPRochester.com.
Okay. Do you use a WW?
I don't.
Okay.
It'll get you there though.
It would get you there. Let's say join our community. And everyone's thinking, but I like the river. Bring the river back. This is a little stale. It's a little oh, we do a laptop thing.
Yeah.
We can get it's funny, there are WordPress logos in here. This is a pro one. And it's fun because it's kind of recolorable. Ooh, I don't need to comment on my own design. Thanks. Would I bunk my mouse, my laptop, or my microphone? Sorry, everybody. I'll try not to endlessly work on this. Let's pick a fun font. I feel like y'all would have a fun font. I think this one is also uppercase. When you do WPROC, do you do
Uppercase?
you capitalize the OC?
I do.
It's more like this?
Basically our airport code is ROC. So it's like all the airport code. And there's
yes, capitalize the OC or don't?
Capitalize it, please.
Okay.
I just put a link in the chat to Unsplash Photos of Rochester, if that's helpful.
Oh, fun. Okay. Yeah, we could switch that.
Like the castle.
You know what? Let's see.
England. So we have to be careful which ones.
Okay.
Work in there, but
let's see. I'm even gonna see. Does this look like the right Rochester, New York?
So that one is right there. Yep. The one you're hovering
Yeah.
on. The one above it is as well.
This one?
Yep. That's the Freddy Super Bridge I was talking about in the river.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What do you have to do with the T-Rex people?
I have no idea. But
Oh,
that,
that's really pretty.
yep, that's looks like it's down in Letchworth.
Ooh, what's that?
That's our High Falls. That's right downtown Rochester.
I like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, I think that's just a, I'll show you how Canva can pull colors from the photo. So that's automatically shows up after you insert something that's an icon or a multicolor, clip arty thing or a photo, a section of the color palette comes up and it tries to pull in colors that it feels and sees in the graphic. I don't think this is, I would probably pull out that red color, but you
Yeah.
can just like a color picker, you can pull a fun color
Mhm.
out of something. I think this is looking nice. I would make these black. Or we could use a photo color. I feel like we just need a funner font here.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe something like a little broader. These are all pretty narrow. Yeah, you don't have to use this. I will not be offended if you do.
Can you shift the image, the picture over to the right a little bit? Yeah, there you go, right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, fun. I guess with Facebook groups, knowing that there's like the icon avatar, it kind of overlays. So this design for a Facebook cover photo is pretty smart. If that, I don't know, has it become 2 columns now or does it overlay? Lord help us if we go to Facebook.
Type groups. I was gonna say if you went Facebook groups and then WPROC.
I don't know how to use the computer, guys. Hold on. Is someone teaching how to use your computer masterclass for Kimberly? All right, let's see. Oh, thanks. I'm never on this. Okay.
My experience just got better. There you go. It's the one on top.
Oh, cute. Well, that's really cute. You might want to keep this.
Well,
No, it doesn't overlay an image. Maybe that's what's different about groups than pages.
I think you're right. Yeah,
See how this is not the right size.
it is not for
So
sure.
let's look. Facebook cover. Canva, you let us down. 1640 by 856. Yeah, we'll have to manipulate it some.
Yeah,
Not a ton.
not too bad.
It still doesn't look anything like how landscape that photo of Wapu is though.
It doesn't, does it?
No. I have found that like with Canva, it's hard sometimes to click the right thing. But just like you can multi-select things by clicking one thing and holding the shift key on your computer. So like that, if I was really designing this, I would probably group that together. So then they all kind of stayed in an easy way together. Still doesn't look like it's gonna work for this thing is overlaying my, these are a little bit gorgeous. These, what was that dancing? Did anyone else see that? It was like a dancing big bird. That was really cute.
I missed it.
Oh, I saw it for a moment there. Choosing a font is the hardest thing. Yeah. You will end up down a rabbit hole. That is the truth. That's kind of why we just stick to the same font. Sometimes I'll pull up a Canva template for something new and I'll keep the font that they have. I'm just like, well, that one's nice. I'm gonna, like, that's not a bad font. I like this font. Then just use that one. What's it called? League Spartan.
I don't know who names them, but it's odd.
I know. They're really weird. And I don't know if anyone has kids, but kids are so funny about fonts. Like, I don't know, there must be some meme that goes around about Comic Sans, and like every kid I know just laughs about the Comic Sans font. I'm like, we were here when that was invented. Hello.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, if you want that graphic or if you want to keep working on it, I can probably share it to everybody, right?
I think so.
Anyone with the link.
All
right. We're going to have a design contest for the WordPress Rochester meetup. Papyrus, how you say it.
Okay.
And then everyone can try their best to reiterate it. We can just rotate through them. We'll make like a 12 months of different headers for our for our Facebook group.
Okay, I'm gonna see how well it fits in.
Oh, it's not gonna, I know, how weird.
Yeah.
Oh, there it was.
Upload photo.
Not gonna fit.
No, but I want to see
Whatever
how
we
it
searched
sounds.
was incorrect. That's fun.
Yeah, no, it doesn't at all.
It doesn't fit at all.
I just saved it so you can go to that page again if you want to see it.
Oh, okay.
And hit
This
refresh.
thing is in my way there. All right, let's see how weird it is. Yeah. I mean, it looks pretty good. Once it's the right size, it's going to be really nice. All right, the proper size for 2020. Look,
Proper size.
the proper size. It's still saying 1640 by 856.
Yeah, that's absolutely wrong.
This is wrong. 1640 by 856. No. I tend. It didn't, yeah. Was that not my designed one? Oh, did I share the wrong one? I might have shared the wrong one.
You shared the wrong one?
Canva can't help that part of the process. Right link. Okay. Don't design that other one. Design from here.
All right, let's see.
I'm going to clear up my tabs because this got crazy. Hopefully I didn't undo something that someone on our team did.
I think you started new, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
I hate when I forget to actually click download and I'm like, where is it? Why isn't it showing up?
Yeah.
Because yeah, I did that wrong.
I'm refreshing. It's not up.
I'm working on it. All right, still not,
if
it's still wrong though. I'm saving it
still
right.
wrong.
Mhm.
You know, because you're sizing it. That's funny.
Yeah, crazy.
Oh well.
This
If no one has something oh, go ahead.
This is according to Facebook, cover photos display at 820 by 312.
That's very tiny.
Yes, it is.
That looks a lot closer though, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
I think we need a totally different design though.
Definitely need to do something different.
I don't like this. Gradient. Yeah, we have to go like. Oh, I missed pieces. Hold on. I think we'd have to go like side by side. And probably the WordPress Foundation will be like, no, you can't do that.
I think it meets
Oh,
their.
it changed. It does? Okay. This lets you within the text box, like how, where's the text placed? I'll do. I don't think that's aligning nicely. Anyway.
Oh, that's starting to look a lot better.
Kim, you need a space between the Y and the A for community
Yes,
app.
I do.
Good eye.
Those are the things you'll never see until someone was like, excuse me. That is wrong. I'm going to maximize our. I kind of liked it on one line, but I don't know.
I like that.
And maybe we could do. I don't think our gradient is nice. Oh no, don't go over there. Yeah, because it's cut off. Or is that fun? Is it kind of like a glassy effect?
Yeah, I don't hate it. Look at your Speedy Gonzalez over there, all over the place.
No.
Slow down, woman.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's
Not
fine.
good.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
We've our team member Sam, who does a lot of our graphics now, started with us a year ago, had like never done graphic design, has a background in photography, but really hadn't created web graphics ever. So at first it was interesting to work with her, and she didn't see things like that. She wouldn't have seen that letter with the space missing, and she wouldn't like certain spacing things she wouldn't notice. But now I mean, it's a year, so it's been a long time that she's been designing and we've been collaborating on things, but it's amazing how much her eye has been trained to spot certain things and say like, oh, that's not aligned quite right, Kim, or that's this, you know.
I see.
But it's
Jeff,
fun. It's fun to see.
if you look at, I know you can't see our avatars and things, but Jeff Betancourt has, during this amount of time, got into Canva and designed his own
I'm
avatars.
looking.
You see it?
Ah,
Nice job,
that's
Jeff.
awesome.
I'm impressed.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. And would you probably don't have to pay. I mean, I would think that those were the
Yeah, this was a free. I was
Yeah.
just playing around with it. I thought it was cool ideas, seeing what you taught us.
It's so fun.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've been really happy with using Canva. Anyone else have something they want to co-design? Do you want me to stop for a bit and we can chat? We've been going for a while. The only thing I thought we'd do is pick a Black Friday ad and try to recreate it in Canva. This was like a swipe file I put together last year. If anyone has to design a Black Friday ad, we could try to use your brand. We could try to recreate one of these. But we could also just have fun and chit chat at this point.
I have one.
Okay.
I have to look up what the percentage is. Give me 1 second. Because we are going to do a membership sale for Post Status
Ooh,
Black Friday.
okay.
And it's going to be $100 off membership for the first year. And
Okay.
and I don't know what the discount code is. We could create a discount code right now and I'll make it happen.
Yes, we can. Maybe we could do a simple. I don't know what the graphic would be for that. There's a logo. We can definitely do the Post Status logo. If any of these inspiration.
Yeah.
We just need some kind of graphic to match that one.
That one that's green, 30% off.
What size are we going for? Are we doing like a Twitter?
It's actually we need it to be square because it's gonna go on
Okay.
both Twitter, but it's also gonna go on the Post Status Black Friday sale page.
Okay.
But I'm behind on
So
adding.
let's do custom size. We'll do
Perfect.
1600.
Yep.
And I'll show you how. This is like someone asked on Twitter, what's like the 5 design in 5 words, what would you tell a new designer? And I'm like, imitate everything. And I think we probably do that even in our own brands.
For sure.
Imitate things, but like find something you like. I uploaded a screenshot here to Canva. It's my background image right now. I wonder if I can grab a Post Status logo.
I was looking to see if we have a page on our site. If we don't, I'm gonna have to create one soon with our brand assets.
Yeah. We'll see if that worked. Oh, it's an SVG. That's really good. SVG is an image format that has like the color and the sizes embedded, and Canva supports it. So I can change the color of my image like super duper easy with this, which is super fun. So if you have an SVG image, I think can Canva export SVG? Yeah, it can. So if you made your logo in Canva and you we can talk about those copyright protections. But if you downloaded an SVG version, you could use it and recolor it like this one here. So I'm glad we found that. I'm gonna search for like I don't know if you'll get green and orange. It looks fine together, right? This is kind of similar. A little bit of a different color. I like when I can find gradients that I can adjust the colors of.
Mm-hmm.
I always keep checking until I find one. Unfortunately, that's more of a pro feature more often when you can change the colors of something. I don't know why it's not easier in Canva to do that. Like, show me only ones that I can adjust the colors for.
Right.
All right, well, this is cute. Does anyone like want a different one? Let's see. This might be the closest screen. We'll just make it really big. Let's say that. All right. I'm gonna duplicate so I have something to go from as we're recreating this. One thing that's weird with Canva, sometimes it like you'll drop an image in and then it like affixes it to the background. So if you right click on your canvas and say detach image from background, you'll get it back. But it also like takes over your image. So we're gonna add, we'll call this a subheading. What should we say? We should say like join your community. This is a little smaller, isn't it? It's white. That's not very readable. I wouldn't choose that color. You can make, yeah, you can make the letters like more spaced out. I have to make that thing. If you are only selecting one item, earlier we showed how if you select two items, you could align them to each other. So you could horizontally align two items if they're both selected. If you have only one item selected, it aligns to the whole canvas. So we did that. As long as we make it a little bigger. The font I'm in love with, Poppins. All right. It's gonna be hard to see. I don't know why I do this to myself, but what do you want your code to be?
We could just make it BC or BFCM.
2022. We have to make it 2022, Michelle, so that it looks really good on this.
Yep, sounds good.
We'll make the font bigger. Still centered. All right, so let's move these to our other canvas. Oh, this looks really bad, people. I'm sorry.
Okay.
We're gonna just make it a totally different.
Try a brown background instead, because that's more of our branding anyway.
Okay,
Brown gradient or something.
a brown. That's funny. There's no existing brown in their palette.
The brown is actually is actually part of orange, I've understood. That's it. That looks good. Whatever that is.
Is that pretty close?
I can tell you what the hex code is if you give me a second.
Okay.
Just gotta pick
That
it
was
up.
like a cool texture. All right, and we're gonna say it's $100 off.
Yep. So apparently it's not brown. I always think it's brown and it's not. Here's the hex in this chat for the background.
Cool. I don't know if there's a way in Canva to get RGB colors, but you can, if you have only a hex color for, if you have only RGB colors, there's other ways you can convert it.
Mhm.
Oh my. No, you can't really see this texture. We have to get a different gradient. $100 off membership.
Like first year membership or 1 year of membership or something like that.
Okay. All right, so something like that. And then just tighten that up. We can tighten the letters up if we want. Might detach that $100 off, make that its own layer. So it's a little bigger. That's the key point here. Oh, it's right in the center now too. Duplicate. Or I can't select that thing underneath it. Oh, do I have a line? Oh, that's why I had an extra line.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, that's pretty cute.
Yeah.
See these like 70s came up. That helps us evenly space multiple things. So it's putting the same number of pixels difference of space above join your community and below join your community. The same if I adjust this one, it helps us like just line it up really nicely, which is nice. There's also something called like tidy up, which is if you had like a list of a bunch of items that you wanted to organize like perfectly, this tidy up sometimes works to just space everything really nice, and it comes out good. In this case, I would want to like group these things first and then do tidy up.
I did not know about that. That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, we had one thing that we had like 14 things in a row and they were all grouped in the exact same, but to make sure they were all exactly spaced evenly, that it was like tidy it up. I was like, thanks.
I
That's
love
great.
that is cool.
Well, we don't look too much like our inspiration. We could do like
Oh, there you go.
something different.
Well, we make $100 off the orange one instead.
Okay, let's do that. Make that the highlight.
Yeah.
Oh, what did I do? When it's grouped, then it's like a little bit of a pain in the bum.
Weird that making it orange made it bigger. Like, what?
Yeah, why is that? It's the same color.
It's so weird.
Why is the word first looks like it's spelled wrong to me, but it isn't. Another cool thing that makes text look cool is this. It can put like a background color on something. So we could put like, we could make this text white. I'll do that after. And then you can make it like in a little pill shape. And it automatically puts that little effect. And instead of having to put a rounded rectangle behind the text, you can use that background effect on the text to make like a really perfectly shaped bar, which looks really good.
That is
I
cool.
think that looks great. If you like this ad, you can have it. No offense if you don't. My feelings will not be hurt.
Share it with me.
Anyone with the link.
Sounds good.
Link. It's going in the chat. Everyone can make a post status ad also. Yeah.
You can't change the discount code because only I can make that happen.
That's right. You can try any discount codes you want. But what others? You have to do like an email header. Let's say.
Yeah.
You can pretty
That's
easily
probably it'll be the featured image.
throw something in and adjust stuff, and it just resizes for you. There'd be more work to do to make it work, but it's cool how it does a start for you. Yeah. All right, I'll stop sharing. We could do this all day.
A lot of fun.
Yeah.
I've been talking a lot. Does anybody have questions for Kim? And since we have her, Kim also owns a studio and owns a plugin, and it's a membership plugin, which some of you have seen her present on before, but not everybody was here for that. So it's a great time if you want to pick somebody's brain in WordPress who's, you know, an insider and knows all the good stuff. I asked Kim in advance if it would be okay to like open it up to general conversation, and she's like, absolutely.
Talk about anything.
Yeah. So feel free to unmute if you have questions or put them in the chat if you don't want to talk. It's all up to you. So Kim, we're going to have you on the new podcast I'm creating then.
Oh, cool. Tell us.
So
Or if you can't.
I can. It's okay. It's Audacity Marketing.
Ooh.
And it's Hazel, Kimpo, and me. And we're going to start a podcast on being audacious and taking big risks with marketing and what that looks like. And haven't built the website yet. None of it's all, you know, forthcoming. But yeah, I'm super excited about that. And it'll be great to have people like yourself come on and talk about things that have worked and risks that you're willing to take with marketing and how you can change tactics quickly or change direction quickly when things aren't working the way you want them to, and how to build that into your marketing plan.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think it really is. I think the team comes down to it, you know, and how willing everyone is to throw out random ideas, throw out audacious ideas, right? And you as a founder to trust people and just put enough of a fence around, you know, what is out of bounds, what is inbounds, and anything goes. We probably don't do it enough. People don't. Yeah. we had designed we showed some of our mascot Nugget. We had designed Nugget 3 years ago and barely incorporated it into our marketing. And the only real reason I did was because the person that started doing our social media was really struggling with what the voice of the brand was, thought they had to be this like ultra professional person. And it felt, they were like, am I replying as myself? Who am I replying as? And then one day I was like, Jason, can we just make Nugget the face of our social? And he was like, sure, try it, you know? And it's become so much easier for this Sam on our team to do our social media because it's like a name. It's like a
Chicken
persona. She made like a emotional, you know, chart of Nugget's voice and, you know, Nugget's accent and things just to kind of personify it. But I think it's working. It's really helped her.
Yeah, I love it, and it's really cute. And can I say, is this like anti-WordPress if I say that it's so cool that your mascot is not a Wapuu?
Yeah, right.
I love Wapuu.
I know it's like the same colors as Wapuu, but it's not a Wapuu.
I have my own Wapuu and I love Wapuu, but
It's so cute.
Cool that, it's cool that yours is not a Wapuu and it still fits and everything works well with it. So I love that.
I was trying to get some like Nugget interaction with other mascots, but other brands, I guess their mascot isn't really at the forefront of things. But yeah, there are a few.
Go WP has a one you could use.
Yes, it has a name. What did Emily tell us?
Preston.
Preston. That's
with 2 S's. Preston, like WordPress. Laura, you had a question. I'm sorry. What's up?
I have a question and a comment. So my comment was that I used to be part of the first Lego League, which is a kids robotics competition.
Oh, cool.
And somebody created a first Lego League chicken. So he has his own Facebook page and he'll comment about the challenge each year, which is so funny. And then there's a challenge mat that the robots have to go through, and Lego puts in a chicken somewhere, and it's either like a top view, so it's hidden, you know, not easy. But the last challenge last year, one of the pieces was actually the FLL chicken.
Aw, that's awesome.
Cool.
That was part of it.
I'm looking at it now. I'm like, I'm
question-
gonna go make this.
You should become friends, right?
Become friends.
With doing post and the branding kit and stuff, is it a good idea to have all your posts kind of in that same color scheme when you're post?
Are you creating them and putting them on your WordPress site? Are you like on Twitter or stuff like that?
Like Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah. I would say if everything's too matchy, it's like too all blended together. So if everything's showing in a grid all at once, then it can be overwhelming if everything is matching. But at the same time, it can be overwhelming if everything is too different. So I don't know how often people, like, let's say you were doing YouTube and you wanted to use the exact same background color in all of them. I would think that would make everything all blend together. We try to do some YouTube thumbnails with our blue, with our green, with our orange. So they all complement, and there's not one that is kind of more jarring and standing out to you. But they're still distinct enough that you want to scan it. Your eye wants to move around. If everything had the same exact color and look, it would all become like muted and together. And probably with Facebook, because there is like an images tab in Facebook for images you've attached to your posts, but mostly they're being seen individually. So I would be creative and try different templates to see what really stands out. I would avoid, you know, any accessibility issues in your images. So if certain colors that just won't read well, like I think red is a really challenging color to put any text on top of for accessibility. But if you have dark backgrounds, making sure you're using a super high contrast font color, vice versa. But I would say play around with all of it. Play around with photos versus clip arts and all the different things, and see if you could move the dial on what is getting engagement in for your brand. So yeah,
I think
about how it's being presented.
Like on a weekly basis, if you're doing a post, kind of keep with your brand colors, but then like highlight different holidays and stuff. You can bring in different colors that kind of pop on your pages, maybe with that. Yeah, I was just part of that accessibility day presentation,
Oh,
or
yeah.
I watched it and got some really good ideas and stuff like that. And that's been one thing with I've kind of was able to make my website at that time of just a couple months ago, that accessibility was really starting to be talked about more. So kind of made sure that things were kind of in place already, and working on adding that to my website more so.
Yeah. One thing I would say we've started doing, and I think this helps, is not necessarily locking in the colors, but locking in the layout of similar things. So we have certain videos that are very webinar-like, and they have a certain thumbnail look and feel. And we have some that are like more tutorial how-to, and they carry the same layout in a way, the same graphic elements. So visually people can recognize, even if the colors are different, they can say like, oh, that one matches that one. These are webinars, or I watched a webinar already that thumbnail looks similar. So they can make those connections, even though the colors can be different, because the layouts are persistent for all of our case studies on our website have a different featured image than our blog posts that are just generic solution agnostic type blog posts. So the case study posts have this theme, even though the graphics change, the colors change based on who the case study is for. So good question. I'm gonna go follow Jeff while his Twitter thing's up.
I know, right? We already follow each other, so we're good.
Oh.
You and me and Jeff. Other questions, other ideas?
Got it.
Awesome. He also makes the best coffee. Can I just tell you that I did, if you're familiar with The Office, the TV show The Office, and how they do the Dundee Awards every year. So last year I did the Dundee Awards for our office, and he got the best office barista award.
What's the secret? Tell us your secret, Jeff.
If you're there, Jeff, you're muted.
You won't tell.
I'll tell you, I'll share some of the secret. It's always good to heat the cream. Don't just pour it in cold.
He microwaves
How do you do that in an office?
He microwaves the cream so it warms up, and then he does the pour over into the coffee and into the.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I never get cold coffee, never.
My dad just got a coffee roaster, so he's starting to roast some coffee beans.
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing this? But he's buying the raw green coffee beans,
Yeah.
and then he can roast like to the doneness he wants, and then use them within 3 days. And he says it's super good. I'm like,
That's awesome.
amazing.
I know that but I have a rotisserie basket with my air fryer, so I could put coffee beans in my air fryer.
You could do them. Yeah. Yeah, his is like an air popper.
That's
It looks
cool.
like a blender.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's like, it looks just like a blender, but it's like the coffee is going up and down because it's getting shot around. Yeah.
Interesting. Very cool.
Yum.
Or we might be off on a tangent at this point.
No, I'm sorry. Yes.
It's me. It's me. I started it. I'm going to turn off the recording.